Or good evening, everyone. We're going to get started. My name is Deputy Director Sharonda Morris, and I want to welcome you guys to this event. We do this after every new class that comes out. We like to introduce the class to the public. It worked out for us the last couple of times. I think it's a great event that you guys get to see the new officers. They get to see the people in the community, and we make that connection. So I would like to acknowledge the Mayor, the Honorable Ras Baraka. Our Public Safety Director, Fritz Frage. Sorry, my phone. The Chief of Police, Emmanuel Miranda. Emmanuel. The Office of Violence Prevention, Director Keisha Yuri. Outside in the audience, we have Councilman Quintana. We have Councilwoman Roundtree. She'll be coming in shortly. Also, I want to acknowledge the MC and the host of this event, the Deputy Director Slaughter. All right, so let's get this party started. So I'm going to call them up to the mic. Oh, I'm sorry. Councilman Michael Silver East Ward also.
Again, good evening, everyone. This year marks the third time that we have had the introduction of new officers to the community. Each year, the introduction has grown larger and larger. We put the ownership really on our community service officers at each precinct, are responsible for inviting 25 persons from their community to the introduction of new officers. We feel that it is vitally important that the officers know the community that they are going to serve before they begin serving that community. And so I'm honored tonight to have all of you here with us, especially to our mayor, to our director, to our chief, and certainly to the Office of Violence Prevention and Trauma Recovery, and to our council persons that have joined us tonight, and all other dignitaries. Thank you so much for gracing us with your presence. At this time, I would like to introduce the wonderful, the one and only mayor of the city of Newark, Mayor Ras J. Baraka.
Thank you. Good evening. Good evening. Just want to thank Deputy Director Slaughter for his vision on this, obviously, and Deputy Director Morris and the Public Safety Director, Chief Miranda, the command staff that is here today, all of the new officers. Good luck to you out there, and all of the community members that thought it not robbery to come here and show up this evening to fellowship, because that's what we're doing, with our new officers in our community. I don't know if this is something that happens in other communities, but I'm glad it's happening here. It's important for people to feel like they are part of a larger community, and I think that that's what this is about, that you understand that you respond to a larger community, that you're a part of the community, and the community supports you, but also it gives you a clear understanding of, everybody that lives here in these neighborhoods. And because I know sometimes when you get involved in policing back and forth, you only come into contact with people in the community when they're doing something wrong. And this is an opportunity to come in contact with people when there's no issue, nobody's being arrested, nobody's being questioned, nobody is being called for service. This is your chance to fellowship with the community, because that's exactly what it is, and leave it to the Deputy Director, Reverend Slaughter, to understand that we need to fellowship with one another in order to do this huge job that we have to do, because public safety begins with the word public, which means that all of us here are responsible for the safety in our community and families every day. So good luck to the officers here. Thank you to the community for coming out. I pray that you have an incredible evening this evening. God bless.
Thank you, Mayor. And now I would like to introduce, this is the first time that we've had this event under the leadership of our wonderful Public Safety Director, Fritz Frage. Let's give him a warm welcome on tonight.
Well, first let me just say thank you to Mayors Ross Baraka and the council members here for all of their support, because truly these classes that we're putting through historically here through the city of Newark wouldn't be possible without his leadership and the two council members that are in the back right now, and the others that aren't here, that support us fully to fund the police department. So we'll say thanks to them. Secondly, I'd like to thank Pastor Slaughter for all of his support. He's always been there. He links the community with the policing. So let's give a round of applause to him. And my staff. I couldn't have stepped into a better situation where I have a staff we have. I have Pastor Slaughter, I have Sharonda Morris, I have Chief Miranda, and I also have Lakeisha Uri, who runs OVP, who without her support and leadership, you know, we wouldn't do the job that we do right now. So thank you to Lakeisha. Lastly, these young men out here today and women that are out here, new police officers, you know, everybody here looks to your right, at the end of the table is either your precinct commander or assistant precinct commander, and they're the ones that are instructed to guide you and support you throughout your journey, at least in your first precinct in the police department. Shout out to them for being here, being at the community meetings, because those community meetings aren't simple. This is where the community gets to vent and express their concerns, and you want a voice, and we've given you that voice to speak. And these men here are religiously there at every single meeting, taking your complaints and pushing them up the chain of command so we can help rectify those situations to make this a bigger and better city. So thank you to the precinct commanders for all your hard work. And lastly, the community. We are you. And I'll tell all these young men and women that are here today that have recently graduated from the academy, we are you. And our job is to support you. Unfortunately, in policing, the only time you get to see people in the community is when they're at their worst moment. Domestic violence, a shooting, a robbery, a burglary, car theft, car accident, where it's nothing positive. So these engagements here today where you can actually come here and have an officer escort you into the building and have a conversation with him on other terms is important, and we appreciate that. And to you young officers, you've got to understand that you are part of the community. It's a diverse group here, over 50% Hispanic, 30% Black, 12% Caucasian. So there is diversity in our ranks, and your job is to be part of the community and also keep them safe, guide them, support them. But when you have to do your job, you do your job also. Embrace these relationships, embrace these conversations here today. It's important. Embrace OVP, which is our partner, because prior to OVP, let me tell you, when I was a young detective or young cop, I had to be the cop, the social worker, the planner, the child psychologist, calling DIFUS and things of that nature, with a child that's 7 years old in the precincts with, you know, several men trying to take care of a child. What they do is important work to support us. We appreciate that, and you should appreciate that, because they make your job easier. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Director. We also want to announce the presence of Councilman Ramos and Councilman Council, who have also joined us. Let's give them a hand, all of our city councilmen that are here tonight. Thank you so much. Let me introduce now our Chief of Police, our dynamic Chief of Police, Emmanuel Miranda. Let's give him a hand.
Good evening. I thank each of our community members represented here tonight for attending this important meeting. Why is it important for you to meet the new police officers who will be serving you in your neighborhoods? That's because the police cannot effectively do the job of safeguarding our communities without the support of those we serve. That means we need you, our community leaders, to show our officers and for them to know you and your families. We have a saying in the Newark Police Division that goes, we treat those we serve as if they were members of our own families. So we see ourselves as part of the community and the community as part of us. During these past months, prior to our introducing our new officers to you, they have been in training. They have been learning how to function on patrol. As you can imagine, our officers encounter many issues on patrol, from making traffic stops and issuing warnings rather than writing tickets whenever possible, to responding to calls for service and making safe arrests. These men and women have been extremely busy. That's because our goal is to ensure that they have the proficiency in these areas while also protecting the public's constitutional rights. Over the past 2 years, the Newark Police Division has experienced a significant attrition to those due to the members of classes from the 1990s becoming eligible for retirement. We also have a large class of police officers who will be eligible for retirement April 1st, in addition, members becoming eligible for retirement in January of next year. That requires us to keep a sharp eye on replenishing our ranks. And the addition of these new officers is helping us to do that. And the class we just swore in January 4th of this year gave us an additional 55 new police officers. That's 110 new officers between the class in November and this year who are dedicated to keeping our city safe. Again, police cannot effectively do the job of safeguarding our communities without the input from you, the people we serve. So we encourage you to attend our monthly community meetings for your precinct. That's where you can voice any concerns or get answers to any public safety questions you may have. We post all our meetings on social media, including Facebook and Instagram. As I close, please know that it is an honor to serve as the Chief of Police in the city of Newark, where I was born and raised. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Chief. And as a result of our mayor's vision, which is an out-of-the-box vision as it relates to policing and public safety, we have some phenomenal partners, and Director Frage already spoke about these partners. And so I want to introduce at this time the Office of Violence Prevention and Trauma Recovery, Director Lakeisha Uri. Let's give her a hand tonight.
Good evening, everyone. Thank you for being here tonight. It's so important for us to know who is responsible for public safety in our community. And we know that law enforcement is responsible, but we also have a community-based public safety approach. And so we have the Office of Violence Prevention and Trauma Recovery and the Brick City Peace Collective. And under the Brick City Peace Collective, we have phenomenal partners that's going to be out here shouldering the work with you. You may have seen some of them already, but we have Newark Community Street Team, we have Newark Anti-Violence Coalition, we have Newark Community Solutions, we have a hospital-based violence intervention program, we have the Hub that works with our youth diligently, we have Rutgers, Newark Public Safety Collaborative, we have so many different partners that meet every month, and they come together to come up with strategies around how we can work together alongside law enforcement and alongside public safety. So we know that public safety cannot do this work alone. And so we've been really working diligently on our strategy to make sure they're not doing it alone. Like Director Frage said, that he can't be the social worker, he can't be the DIFAS worker, he can't be all those things, because we know that in our city we have people who are affected by trauma, right? We are working diligently with people who have issues around housing, homelessness, food, clothing, shelter, employment, transportation, which are basic needs that the law enforcement is out there trying to shoulder, but that's not your job. Right? And so you have people who are here to be able to help you do those things. We are located at the First Precinct, former First Precinct at 17th Avenue. 10 17th Avenue is where we are located. And we have social workers, outreach workers, victim advocates that are there where people can walk in to get assistance. And we get a lot of calls from law enforcement where y'all are handing over referrals to us. And that's how we do this work together with our partners as well. The Office of Violence Prevention and Trauma Recovery have social workers in each precinct. So the mayor ultimately had a vision that for every 10 police officers that go into the academy, that we get one social worker. And so those social workers are partnering the work with you, right? Groundbreaking and game-changing, in which case we have other cities that's looking to see how are we doing this work, and it's about true partnership. And the true partnership to help us heal our community. We can't arrest our way out of this issue, and that's not what we're doing. So we're working together, shoulder to shoulder in this work, and we are doing trainings together. Law enforcement will be doing trauma trainings with us. We have a curriculum for y'all to do training with us, and we just did a youth engagement strategies training with you all, where the police officers, where the social social workers and the social workers were the police officers, and to see that role play, right? So ultimately, I just wanted to say, welcome to the force. We will be out here with you doing this work and continue to do great work to heal our community, to help our community, and know that there's a public safety strategy, but there's also community-based public safety. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Director Uri. And I thought she would put a plug in that through the partnership, we now have safe surrender houses where persons can surrender safely in various houses of worship and community resource centers around the city of Newark in each ward of our city. Now at this time, the most important portion of this whole introduction is so that you might be able to meet the officers for yourselves. And so we want we will introduce each commander and XO from each precinct, and then they will in return call up each of our new officers that have been assigned to their precinct. And the new officers will give you their name. They will give you where they live, where they were born, and they will also share with you why they wanted to become a Newark police officer. And so we will begin with the 2nd precinct. And so Commander Captain Rodriguez and the XO Lieutenant Rivera will come at this time. And as the captain already knows, the new officers will stand in front and will use the mic to introduce themselves. Thank you, Captain.
All right, good evening. Yes, as he said, I'm Captain Gerardo Rodriguez, the commanding officer of the 2nd Precinct. And at this time, I'd like to take the time to introduce my new officers. I'm going to start with Officer Loza.
Good evening, everybody. My name is David Loza. I was born in Newark. I grew up in Bloomfield. I live actually on Mount Pleasant Ave. The reason why I wanted to become a Newark police officer was pretty much just help out the community. You know, I'm the first police officer in my family, so I just wanted to raise that more for my family, my nephew, and all that. So.
Okay, and next up is Officer Marino.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Catherine Marino. I was actually born in Newark, but I was raised in Harrison, New Jersey. I currently live in Grafton Ave. And I ultimately wanted to become a police officer because my whole life I come from an immigrant background, and helping has been an essential part of my life since I was younger. So to continue that, it just comes within me. So I'm here for you all.
All right, next up is another Officer Cosme. Officer Cosme, come up.
How's everyone doing? I'm Officer Damian Cosme, born and raised in Newark, Columbus. I actually became to be officer because I have a few family members that's also want to make it better where I live at.
He's actually the 7th Cosme that's joined the police force.
Next up is Officer DeLance.
Hello, everybody. My name is Enrique DeLance. I was born and raised in Brooklyn, New York. We moved here to Newark in 2019. I've always wanted to be a police officer since I was a little kid. I came from a neighborhood, a lot of minorities. I saw a lot of bad interactions, but I always had really good ones. So I kind of just, wanted to be that officer that, people can relate to, people can talk to, especially people like me that are Hispanic, people that are black as well. So that's why I want to be a police officer, serve the community.
Thank you. And now I'll introduce Officer Farrell.
Hey, good evening, everyone. My name is Anthony Farrell. I live on North 6th Street. I wanted to be a police officer since I was a kid. I've been going to Mount Baptist Church on Lincoln Ave since I was a child. I always wanted to be a role model for everybody coming up in that church, and it means a lot to me to represent the city of Newark in a positive way.
And last but not least, Officer Sabor.
I'm a little nervous. Good evening, I'm Officer Sabor. I'm born and raised in the South. Currently, I live in the Central Ward. Everybody from the 5th. I became a cop basically to change the narrative of policing. The goal is to get drugs and guns off the streets, but the real ultimate goal is to make the community feel safe and let us actually do our jobs. You know, like, we downtown right now at Metro, so getting the drugs and everything off the streets down there, making people want to come downtown and shop, and that's it, basically. I don't know what else to say.
And that is the 2nd Precinct. Thank you so much, Captain Rodriguez and XO. Let's give them a hand, our new officers for the 2nd Precinct. Next up is the 3rd Precinct. As the Captain and XO come and lead us at this time and call forth the officers, the new assigned officers to the 3rd Precinct.
All right, good evening. My name is Captain Carvalho from the 3rd Precinct at 649 Market Street. Officer, also here, Lieutenant Alexander is our executive officer. I want to introduce our 3rd Precinct officers. First, Officer Martinez.
How you guys doing? My name is Jose Martinez. I was born and raised in North Newark. My reason why I want to become a police officer is because I want to protect, serve, and help the community also.
We have Officer Barboza.
Good evening, everybody. I'm David Barbosa. I was born in Livingston, New Jersey, but I've resided in the 3rd Ward, Ironbound, East Ward, my whole life. I became a police officer to try and protect my community and to help people. But my main goal is really to help women and children that are victims of domestic abuse or any sort of, violence at home. So that's really what I want to do.
Officer Silva.
Good evening. My name is Dominic Silva. Born and raised in the Ironbound. Went to high school at St. Benedict's. Went to college at Rutgers Newark. So I've been around Newark my whole life. Basically, my reasoning for becoming a police officer was to change the narrative of policing. I feel like on the news especially, we're the minority. And, one bad apple usually messes it up for all of us. So it's important to build community, to build trust within the community, and to let everybody know that, that one interaction you had with that other cop isn't the same interaction you're going to have with everybody else. So, yep, thank you.
And finally, Officer Lucas.
Good evening. My name is Ariel Lucas. I was born and raised in the East. I've always wanted to become someone to help the community. I've always helped the community with my school and with Portuguese. We had a Portuguese dance community, so I've always been around. I went to Eastside, and I just want to be a problem solver and someone to de-escalate situations. So that's the reason why I became a police officer.
Come on, let's give it up for the 3rd Precinct. Thank you so much. We also want to acknowledge the presence of Councilman Kelly, who has joined us on tonight. Thank you so much, Councilman. And now the 4th Precinct. As the 4th Precinct Captain and XO come and introduce the new officers assigned to the 4th Precinct.
All right, thank you. Good evening. I'm Captain Neil Laurie. Over here with my executive officer, Kenny Lee. I'll start off a little different. I want to give the new officers a little word of advice, and that's be true. Be true to yourself, be true to your family, be true to your department, and most importantly, be true to your community, because that's who we're here to serve. Go out there, and this advice is going to help you out through your career. It's going to make it a little bit easier on you. Go out there and treat everyone with respect and dignity, and I mean everyone, even the person that's breaking the law, because At the end of the day, that's someone's baby, and also that's a part of our community. So just keep that in mind. Fourth precinct, we got to do it a little different. So I want all my fourth precinct officers to stand up. We're going to do it as a team, make you guys a little comfortable. I don't want you guys to be nervous. We're all together. You're going to line up, and you're going to come so I don't chop your name up. And you're going to come, and you're going to say your name and give your little spiel. Make it a little quick. All right, thank you. Let's start here. Start on this side. Go ahead, don't be nervous.
My name is Daniel Figueredo. I was born and raised in the 3rd. Growing up, would like to help the community, and as I was going through high school and college, I would help serve the community in the 4th, the West Side, giving out food, clothing to everybody that was in need through Bridges Outreach.
My name's Connor O'Keefe. I grew up in Berkeley Heights, so a little bit different than most people from here. So I went through the academy as an alternate route, so I chose to come to Newark learning. My classmates were all in Newark, so I kind of fell in love with the city and wanted to be able to help more people than I would be able in a small town. So that's why I chose Newark.
All right.
Good afternoon. My name is Officer Nana Bikoy. I was born and raised in Ghana.
All right. All right.
And in the famous city in Ghana, Kumasi. I was living on Norfolk Street for a while, and I did move to Lincoln Street. The main reason why I became a police officer is that ever since I arrived here in 2012, I realized that there is a serious lack of trust from the public to police officers, and I believe that I have some skills and qualifications needed to assist the police department in developing such a long and lasting relations. And that's why I'm here.
Good evening. My name is Jonathan Toribio. Born and raised in the North. The reason why I wanted to become a police officer because growing up I had a lot of coaches and mentors that were police officers, and I want to have the same impact that they had on me, on the youth growing up.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Igor Quito. I was born and raised in Brazil. I moved to this country when I was 11 years old. Since then, I fell in love with the city, and the reason why I want to continue being a police officer because my family in Brazil, they're all officers. So if they did good for my city in Brazil, I should do the same for Newark.
Let's give it up again for the 4th precinct. Thank you, officers.
Thank you, guys.
And now moving right along to the mighty 5th precinct. As the XO comes now and introduce the new officers for the 5th.
How's everybody doing? With the mic. First off, let me start by saying, let me just thank these community members for being here tonight. Like the energy in the room right now is palpable, I feel like. Also, I want to give a special shout out. We had a meeting tonight, our biggest meeting of the month, and the community members from that meeting decided to move that meeting and come out and show some support for the officers, man. We just want to say we appreciate that. Also, as you know, the South Ward is the busiest and the craziest, so don't let this representation fool you. The director and the chief and the mayor make sure that we have plenty of officers. We actually have 11 officers transferred in. We have a bunch of them on assignments right now. Hospital watches, a couple of robberies, some crazy things that's going on. So they can't be here with us, but they're with us in spirit. You know, South Florida, we always come in numbers. So we're gonna make sure of that. So first off, we're gonna start with Officer Gonzalez. Don't be shy. Benny a little shy, so we're gonna get Benny up there.
My name is Benny Gonzalez. I was born in North Ford.
I'm not much of a talker, so I just came to Newark to protect and serve.
Miss Sharon, I told you Benny shy, didn't I tell you Benny shy? So I'll say this about Benny. And I only say it because he gives me permission to say it. Benny is a cancer survivor, stage 4. That's what I'm talking about. See the love, man? One of the first things Benny did when he got transferred to the precinct, he came in the back office, he told me his story, and he said, I guess what you know, I don't want to work at desk. I came here to work the street and help the people, so. All right, Officer Contreras. Here, a little shout too.
Hey, how y'all doing? I'm Officer Luis Contreras. I was born and raised in the East. I knew after serving my country, I wanted to keep serving, so I'm serving Newark.
We're gonna close it out with Officer Davis, who is not shy. I'm gonna say he's not shy.
I'm shy, y'all. My name is Officer Tariq Davis. I was born and raised in the South. I graduated from Shabazz High School. Yeah. The reason why I chose to serve in the city of Newark is my main reason is because I have family who still lives here who don't want to go nowhere. So I choose to stay in the city and serve and protect in the city that my family want to be in. So that's it.
Also, I want to just name a couple of the other officers. They told me they would kill me if I didn't drop their names. So Alejandro Castilla, who's also transferred here. Apollo Thompson, who wanted me to make sure everybody knew he trained at Dewdrop, and he got introduced to the Hall of Fame recently. He said he wanted to make sure that got out. Clarissa Velez, Pablo Marrero, Rada Pena Tejada, and then we also have 3 officers who are transferred to the Metro Division who are coming to the precinct within about a couple of weeks. So we just want to make sure we give those guys a shout out. Thank you, guys.
Let's give it up again for the 5th precinct. And now at this time, the 6th precinct, the captain and XO will come and introduce the new officers. The captain will come and introduce the new officers of the 6th.
How are we doing tonight? All right, I'm Chris Brown. I'm the commander of the 6th precinct, which everybody knows better as Valesburg. And I will introduce, yes, indeed. All right, first I have Officer Andrew Martinez.
Hello, everybody. I'm not shy. All right, my name is Andrew Martinez. I was born in the Bronx in New York. I was raised in Newark, New Jersey. And the reason why I wanted to be an officer is because I came across a couple of things in my past, and I just want to be better. I don't want people to come across officers that are not doing their job properly. So I don't want to be that officer, and I don't want people to come across that. All right, that's it.
And my next officer is Donard Williams.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Darnay Williams.
Darnay.
I was born and raised in the South Ward. Yeah, I wanted to become a police officer just to build legacy. I'm the first person in my family that's a cop. And I have a son, and I want him to look at me and just be the example. And my friends and peers, a lot of them died, they didn't make it. So I want to be the face that people see, a familiar face, that be like, if he did it, I could do it too.
Thank you very much.
Thank you again to the 6th Precinct. At this time, the 7th Precinct, along with the captain and the XO, will come and introduce the new officers of the 7th.
They come up. How you doing, everyone? I'm Mike LaRue. I'm the captain of the 7th Precinct. This is Lieutenant Denard. He's the executive officer, and he's going to call up the officers one by one for us.
Yeah, again, we want to thank the community for coming out and supporting us. Thank you for your support. All right, we're going to call up our new officers from the 7th Precinct. You guys come up. You're going to introduce yourself and give a brief synopsis and tell us about yourself.
Good evening, Newark. How y'all doing? Thank you. It's a pleasure to be here. I'm the new Officer Say at the 7th Precinct. I'm working for these lovely people and for you guys as well. The reason why I wanted to become a police officer is because I wanted to stop the fear of hearing the word Newark. You know, the moment you mention Newark to anyone, it's like, oh God, you live there? Oh God, why do you want to be there? We have to change that. You know, it takes a community to change a community. I was born and raised in Newark, and I want to be part of this community to make that change. As you see, downtown Newark is starting to be beautiful, and I want to bring it back to how it was many years ago, where we were able and felt safe to walk the streets. You know, I want you guys to feel like, hey, my kids can go to school, and I don't have to be worried about them getting shot or mugged. My mom can walk the streets. My grandma can walk the streets. I can walk the dog at any time, and I won't feel afraid. This is why we're here. And one more thing, God called me to be here.
I'm supposed to follow that? Good evening, everybody. My name is Gabriel Teneo. I was born in La República Dominicana. Was raised in the North Newark, on Niba Ramos, Quintana. I still love all of Newark. There's a lot of things that I've seen growing up, a lot of things that I was a part of that could have, made me, like they say, you're a product of your environment. And I'm glad that I was able to change that. I'm glad I'm here to be able to serve the community. Y para mi gente latino, no importa la cosa mala que pasa, siempre Dios primero. Thank you, everybody.
Sorry, I'm a little short. I gotta adjust this. Good evening, everybody. My name is Shanette Bloomfield. I was born and raised in Newark. I grew up on Urban Turner. The reason why I wanted to become a police officer is because I feel like if you want to be the change, you got to start with yourself. So that's really just it.
Hello, everyone. My name is Liana Reyes. I was born in Newark, New Jersey, North Side. I'm a little shy, not usually, but right here, right now, I am. But the reason why I wanted to be a police officer was because I did law and public safety when I was in high school, and I just wanted to be a change in my family. I'm the first one as well.
How you doing, everybody? Good evening. Hi. My name is Indira Munn. I'm born and raised in the South Ward of Newark. We're going to give it up for the South Ward one more time. I'm not going there, but we're going to give it up to the South Ward. My reason to become a police officer, honestly, if you would have asked me a couple of months ago if I wanted to be an officer, I would have told you I had no clue. I never had the thought to be here. I always love helping people. It's in my heart. I feel like I always see the people who need help, and I actually care. People don't care nowadays, and that's the problem. The main problem in the community is people don't care, and they feel like the officers don't care. So again, I feel like God put me here for a reason. So while I'm here, I'm gonna help my community, serve, and we're gonna protect y'all. We here. Y'all see me? We regular people. We regular people, just like y'all. We just gonna help y'all a little bit more. Thank you.
Good evening, everybody. My name is Officer Stephen DeJesus. I was born in the East
After me serving the military and protecting freedoms of this country, I decided I wanted to go ahead and protect and serve the city who raised me and the freedoms of this city.
And that's it. Let's give it up. You got more?
Yeah, we
Lieutenant?
have a couple of officers that were not able to be here. They were out on assignments or were off today. I just want to acknowledge them. We have Emika Chukwureri. Okay. She was not able to be here today. Christian Esteves. Miguel Loponera. Yeah. And Nathan Torres. They were not able to be here today. We just want to acknowledge them.
All right, let's give it up for the 7th Precinct.
Thank you.
And now at this time, the Metro Unit will come. With the commander of the Metro Unit and the new officers will come and introduce themselves at this time.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Thomas Rowe, captain assigned to the Metro Division. For those that don't know, that's the Four Corners District and the Prudential Arena, NJ Pack, Symphony Hall, that whole area. Yes, Metro. So the first, Brian Cosme.
I'm not related. Before I got down here, I'm not gonna lie, I had a whole thing that I wanted to say, but I just completely forgot about it. So yes, I'm Officer Brian Bernard Cosme. I was born and raised in the Dominican Republic. I came here when I was 12. I live in North 5th Street, and I just want to become a cop to be able to inspire not only my family, coming from a immigration point of view, and just becoming an image for the community, and to be able to help others and stuff like that. So yeah.
All right. Nerves will get you every
Good evening,
time, I
everybody.
suppose.
My name is Trevor Bell.
Mr. Trevor Bell, Golden
Sorry.
Gloves.
Good evening, everybody. My name is Trevor Bell. I was raised in upstate New York. And I was raised in, born in upstate New York. Sorry, a little nervous, not a public speaker. I was born in upstate New York, raised in the south of Newark, New Jersey. The reason why I wanted to become a police officer because I had a lot of good role models in my life. I had Councilman Pat as my Pop Warner coach, the mayor, Raz Baraka, as my freshman principal. So, I had a lot of good role models to give me some leadership and show me the way of positivity in life. And I want to give the opportunity to someone else too, so that's all.
Stefano Ribello.
Hello, everyone. My name is Stefano Ribello. I was actually born in Italy. I've been living like 10 years in the States now. I always wanted to become a cop, and I always wanted to be like the first police officer in my family. So that was the main reason why I'm here. Thank you.
Officer Christopher DeJesus.
Hello, Christopher DeJesus. I was born in New York, Queens. I lived here 6 years now in the city of Newark. I live in the South, not too many of us out there, but yes, let's go Mets. Relax. If you asked me a couple of months ago what I wanted to be, I couldn't tell you. People from my academy became my family and my friends. They pulled me through this, so I do this for them. I do this for you guys, and I'm glad to be out here. Thank you, guys.
All right, let's give it up again for the Metro Unit. And then the last introduction is a community-focused team led by XO Lieutenant Mario da Silva.
Good evening, everyone. Captain Da Silva. I'm in charge of the Community Focus Division. I've only worked a short time with these guys, but I'm going to tell you something to make you proud. I'm having them introduce themselves and I'll speak. Okay.
Good evening, Newark. My name is Officer Lewis Casting. I was born in the South, raised in North Newark. I currently live in North 11th Street. Main reason I want to become a police officer is to change the image of Newark and with the youth.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Adrian Loudgy Jr. I'm from the North Newark. It's my lifelong dream to become a cop, and I'm here, so I promise you I will give you my all. And I will be coming to the South March 6th, so I'll see you guys there.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Alexander Suero. This is just my first step of my dream. I'm currently a college student working on getting one of those empty seats up there. So this is just the first step. I'm gonna be at the 6th precinct, so see you soon. No.
All right, let's. When they started that Sigma stuff, let's give it up for the community focus team once again. And now we're coming down to the end of our introduction. And so we do have a few questions which have been already submitted by residents that are here tonight. In fact, Altarie Clark, who lives in the 6th, would you stand? All right, the question from Altarie Clark, and any officer can answer this. Any officer can answer it. What are your goals as an officer? Somebody just said they want to sit up here. What are your goals? Yeah, right. Any officer? You got to stand up. Stand up so he can hear you.
Oh, Altarie, you can pick. Say that again?
Yeah.
I said to go up the ranks.
She says she wants to move up the ranks. All right.
Stop. Other than getting as much experience as I can, obviously I'm a new cop, so there's 4. Learn as much as I can, climb up the ranks, and one day, hopefully, be an inspirational image for the community, and always be there, help out others, because at the end of the day, I know what I signed up for. So, yeah.
All right, let's give it up for the answers. Thank you. All right, Miss Deborah Taylor from the 2nd.
Wait, could you give him 1 second? Altarie has something to say.
It was a second part to that question. I wanted to know what your goals were, but what would you do in the community to change the mindset about the community and the police officers? Because, it's a disconnect. So I want to know what your efforts are to change the mindset of the people and kind of bridge that gap.
I think if we go to this second question, Sergeant Phoebus and the officer already standing, it's the same kind of question from Deborah Taylor. What solution would you come up with to have a better rapport with the community?
And where's Deborah Taylor? Just raise your hand. So thank you, Deborah, for your question.
All right.
This can probably answer some of the questions. One of the most important things that I think is we have to look at the kids. Because from what I've seen, from what I came across, 13-year-olds, 12 years old, and they got guns, like without all attachments and stuff like that. So we have to look at that, and maybe open a new Boys and Girls Club or something for the kids. So that's what I think, my opinion.
All right, thank you so much. Moving right along from the LBGTQ Commission and Board Advisory, Robert House asked this question. Was your training inclusive and contain LBGTQ education? All right.
So I will acknowledge that I am a member of the LGBTQ plus community. The academy training, even One Lincoln training, I can't say that, whoever questioned that was, I can't say that I felt completely included and involved. And we actually had an entire session, which I thought was really imperative, that we had an entire session around LGBTQ+, because everybody don't know the community, everybody don't know what goes on in the community, they don't know certain terms, so we were, a lot of us was well educated around those things. So to answer that question, we were very well educated on the LGBTQ+ community.
Thank you so much. And the last question for tonight, because the 911 question from the 5th Precinct, I hand that to the director. And Mary Coles, they already answered your question why they wanted to become a police officer. So the last question is from Teresa Molinaro and Ramos. What do you think you can accomplish for the community with the issue of drug trafficking in certain areas that have already been addressed multiple times but not yet resolved? What can be done to make areas drug-free and safe?
Any takers? Anybody?
We have one on the end.
All right. The issue with drugs in our community obviously boils down to there are individuals that are bringing it to our kids, and it starts off when they're young. And unfortunately, it's something that, like one of my fellow officers also stated, we have to pretty much attend to our youth, help them, educate them on how these terrible drugs are really affecting them and their families. To be honest with you guys, I have family members who went down that path of drugs, and it literally tore the family apart. It was something that they put us at risk, where people are going to go after you and threaten you with killing you. It's even just part of it. You'll be in the hospital. You're going to feel like you're ready to die. We see a lot of individuals pass out in the street, and it's like, we want to nip that in the butt and stop it. How do we do that? That's all part of education. Going back to the Boys and Girls Club, I think was a great idea. It's about, educating our youth, drug-free. We had that a long time ago. We have to just let them know that this is something that will affect you and your family at the end of the day. You don't want to go down that path. You want to actually better yourself, better the community. Just show that Newark can change. And part of that is literally going right back to the youth. Let's stop that now. And the ones that are currently on drugs is, how can we assist you? What resources can we get you to change and help you? We don't just put you aside and assume, oh, you're a drug addict, we're not going to help you. No, at the end of the day, that individual is somebody's son, somebody's mother, somebody's sister, somebody's child. We have to stop that.
Thank you. Let's give it up for all of our new officers. And once again, the City of Newark, thank you so much.
Real quick.
Thank you so much. No, Sergeant, we go. We got one more.
A CSO. She's not a brand new one, but she's one of the community officers. She wants to answer this real quick.
I'm sorry, because this is very near and dear to my heart, so I just wanted to answer it. My name is CSO Officer Augustine. In relation to that drug question, I also wanted to just put out there that sometimes this is not a criminal matter. This is a social matter, right? There's a lot of trauma behind the reason why there's a drug issue. And I can only speak from a personal anecdote. My mom, right? There was so much going on in her home. Her mom would disappear for weeks at a time. She was a teenager. Bills needed to be paid. Food needed to be in the house. And what did she do? She started selling weed, right? Because there were things lacking, not because she had this criminal mindset, but there were things lacking. And had resources been in place for her, had people been in the community to help her, had we had offices like this and resources like this is something that she may not have to even do. So I'm not of the mindset that everybody that's slinging on the corner are bad people. My mother is not a bad person, but she was put in a bad situation. And sometimes there's people out here who are trying to survive, and many of us live in a bubble, and many of us, we come from places we don't see these things, we don't understand these things. But I'm born and raised from North. I'm from a number block. I'm a number block girl, all right? So when I approach drugs, I don't approach it, from a criminal point of view, right? I approach this from a human point of view. So that's the issue, and even as the community, we need to say within ourselves, instead of saying, hey, lock them up, lock them up, lock them up. You want to see us take them out in handcuffs. How about you let us investigate and see what the real issue is first, so we could get the resources? Because we could lock them up today and they could go right back tomorrow. But if we provide them with the resources and they get jobs and they get food and they get housing, that's how we solve this.
And we thank you once again. Let us hear from our mayor at this time.
Just want to thank all the new officers who did an outstanding job this evening, so God bless you. I don't think they're doing this in any other city. Got a couple of chiefs, captains, a few politicians out there I see. God bless you all. Good luck while you're out in the streets helping the community, and thank you for enduring this evening.
Before we leave, let's thank the faith community as well who has joined us tonight. And Pastor Steffi Bartley will lead us in the blessing over the officers and the food so that we can fellowship together outside. Let us receive the blessing.
Shall we stand? I just want to echo off what the mayor said, that this is the first I've seen in any city, the state of New Jersey, and we want to make sure that other cities are doing this as well. We are hosting the policing policy at Pastor Slaughter's church on February the 28th, where all of the agencies will be there, FBI, New Jersey State Troopers, Colonel, the Attorney General, and others, and this is something that needs to go throughout the state. And I want to be the first to tell those that will be there that this is where we first saw it, and this is what the community needs, that partnership. Shall we pray? Father in heaven, we thank you for this moment. Thank you for these officers who are sacrificing their lives, their families, to serve and to protect. We thank you for our honorable mayor, our public safety director, and all of those that helped them go through this academy. We even thank you for the academy, the new building that they're building on Bergen Street. We pray that it would also be a resource, that others, family members, would want to be a part of this. And we thank you for our community leaders, all of those that play a part. Now, Lord God, as we leave here, but never your presence, bless our food. In Jesus' name, amen.